Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1999 season is on the air. After last night's game, who knows what kind of game we're going to have today. Today is April 25th, 1999. We are at historic Fenway Park for a big early American League matchup between the Cleveland Indians and the Boston Red Sox. The Indians come into this game a record of 10-6. The Red Sox come into this game with a record of 12-5. Very early in the 99 campaign. They have the second best record right now in the American League, behind the Texas Rangers, who have the best record right now with 13-5. But of course, it's very early. We're still in April. But still, a good matchup between two teams with winning records. Something we don't get early on here when we start early in a season. We got a heck of a pitching matchup today as well. Brian B., Joel Turney are first to join us here, and Doug Hunt at Fenway Park. The Red Sox historically won this game 3-2. They had 12 hits and no errors. The Indians had 7 hits and no errors. And we should have a good matchup tonight, hopefully. And, of course, last night, if you missed it, was one heck of a game last night. And Chris Davis, the creator of Inside Pitch, joined us last night, which was terrific. Very good to have him here. He joins us maybe like once a year for a game, just so people can see what's going on with Inside Pitch. And I'm going to go ahead and continue doing his game the way he intends it, against him play. So we'll see what happens here. Davo9 and Ben Witz join us here at Fenway Park. So, without further ado, it is time to play some baseball. Let's see what we get tonight. Starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. Does he really need an introduction? Hall of Famer, and yes, one of the greatest of all time. Pedro Martinez, 23 wins, 4 losses, a 2.07 ERA in 99. Pretty much the best, in my opinion. He is my number 5 starter in my all-time rotation. He actually shares that with Greg Maddux. Pedro Martinez is the starting man today. Art Shackle and Gutter Historical joins us here at Fenway Park. So everyone, I'm pretty sure here, everyone will agree that Pedro Martinez is a GOAT. And we'll see what he does tonight as the Red Sox will face off against the Tribe. Should be excitingly as we get ready to go. Let's get to the top of the first. Leading off for the Indians, center fielder Kenny Lofton. Some people think Lofton should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he may be the second best leadoff hitter in baseball history behind Henderson. The only thing about Lofton, he didn't really have that much power, but he was a heck. But does anybody here have an issue? Maybe Lofton should be in the Hall. 301 average, 7 homers, 39 RBIs in 99. We are at Fenway Park. Believe it or not, in 99, this was a pitcher's park. Only 152 home runs hit here, as 1 to strikeouts, -2 to walks. When was the last time you heard Fenway Park being a pitcher's park? It was in 99. We're going to use blue, white, and red dice. Red Sox are the home team. Indians and the Red Sox. A big early American League matchup. The Red Sox lead the American League East at the moment, and the Indians are 1 back of the Chicago White Sox in the American League Central. But it's still April. Let's see what Inside Pitch has to say tonight. Martinez, 6'6", strikeout +10, and that's pretty simple. That's okay. First strikeout for Martinez. He had 313 of them in 99. That is just redunculous. Next batter is the shortstop, Enrique Wilson. He's at short tonight. I think Vizquel got the night off. 262 average, 2 homers, 24 RBIs that season. Martinez will pitch. 6-1. That's a blank, not tired. Wilson, 3-5, and he grounds 1 to short. That'll be hit to Garciaparra. Garciaparra will take that, toss it over for out number 2. And now the second baseman, Roberto Alomar, Hall of Famer. I have no doubt there. 323 average, 24 homers, 120 RBIs. This Indians team is stacked. This 99 Indians team is pretty darn good. Martinez, 4-6, strikeout plus 10, but he'll get Alomar. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 1, 2, 3, go the Indians. Second strikeout from Martinez, and we'll go to the bottom. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, Bartolo Colon, the ageless one. 18 wins, 5 losses, a 3.95 ERA. Bartolo Colon was only 26 years old in 99. And no, he cannot hit a home run. He cannot hit a home run, unfortunately, here in 99. Of course, he would do that with the Mets in 2016. But Bartolo Colon gets the call here for the Indians tonight. And let's see how he does. Leading off for the Red Sox, second baseman, Jose Offerman. I thought he was pretty solid. 294 average, 8 homers, 69 RBIs. Sound cutting in and out for you. If your sound, everything's going to be good on my end. Although I do have rain outside, but it's no lightning or anything. So just go ahead and redo your browser if necessary. Colon, 3-4, strikeout 4, got him. And that's the first strikeout for Colon. He had 161 of them in 99. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jeff Fry. 281 average, a homer, 12 RBIs that year. SSAAA joins us here at Fenway Park. Colon, 4-5, hit by pitch. No. Fry is a 6, but Colon -1 is a 5. That will be a 6. He's not going to hit him. Fry, 2-6, and he hits a fly ball. He hits a fly ball to right field, and getting over there will be some guy named Manram, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, and now the shortstop, Nomar Garciaparra. Does he belong in the Hall of Fame? I find it hard to argue. 357 average, 27 homers, 104 RBIs in 99. I think Nomar belongs in the Hall. Colon will pitch. Colon, 2-5, it's a blank. Nomar, 3-4, and it's a grounder to short. That'll be handled by Wilson. Wilson will take it, toss it over, and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 inning for Colon. No score after 1. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Indians will be the right fielder, Manny Ramirez. Hall of Famer? No, but one of the best home run hitters ever. 333 average, 44 homers, 165 RBIs in 90. 165 RBIs? That's just ludicrous. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Screw the steroids. Martinez, 2-4, wild pitch. It's a blank. Ramirez, 3-2, base hit, hits one into center field. Ramirez get a single, and he gets the first hit for the Tribe in the ball game. And that will bring up the first baseman. First baseman, Jim Thome, Hall of Famer. I don't think any of you will doubt that. 277 average, 33 homers, 108 RBIs. Jim Thome was an absolute monster. Ramirez, he gets the steal sign, actually, but with a 7 -1 is 6, he ain't going. Martinez will pitch. Martinez, 4-6, strikeout plus 10. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Third strikeout for Martinez, 1 down. And that will bring up the next batter will be the Cleveland designated hitter, Will Cordero. Solid hitter, 299 average, 8 homers, 32 RBIs. Ramirez on at first, and he'll stay there. Pedro, 3-5. That's a pitcher result. Righty, 1-13 is a single up the middle. That's a 5. It's a base hit. Ramirez has got good speed, but not good enough to make third. He'll hold it second. A base hit for Cordero past Pedro. So single for him. And now that'll bring up this guy who was once married to Halle Berry, and that's probably maybe the reason why he was this, but he was a heck of a hitter too. Left fielder David Justice, 287 average, 21 homers, 88 RBIs. I don't think Hall of Fame, but I have no problem putting him in the Hall of the Very Good. Man on second, Cordero on at first, and nothing happening there. Pedro, 4-6, strikeout plus 10, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is the fourth strikeout for Martinez. You kind of think there's going to be a lot of Ks tonight. 2 away. And now the third baseman, Travis Fryman. I thought he was pretty solid. 255 average, 10 homers, 48 RBIs. Anybody happening on the bases? No. Martinez, 2-3, strikeout 2, swing and a miss, strikeout, and the inning is over. Martinez goes ahead and strikes out the side. No runs and two hits, though. And Pedro right now throwing some serious heat. Jimmy whiffed a lot. He did, but then again, so did Reggie Jackson. But yes, he did whiff a lot, but, that's true. But you are right. He did whiff a lot. Bottom of the second, leading off for the Red Sox will be the Boston designated hitter, Reggie Jefferson. 277 average, 5 homers, 17 RBIs. Peter Tort joins us here at Fenway Park. Cologne, 5-4, home run chance, but the 19 is high. Jefferson, 4-5, and that's a ground ball to first. That'll get taken by Tomei, and Tomei will take it to the bag himself for the out. Next batter is the first baseman, Mike Stanley. 281 average, 19 homers, 72 RBIs. Cleveland's your team. He can live through the 80s. He could, yep. If Cleveland's your team, then when you see CLE baseball fan, all right, you and him are going to get along just fine. Pitch from Cologne, 4-6, range play. Stanley, 5-4, fly ball center field. That's going to Kenny Lofton. He was good in the outfield. His range is a 4, but he's not getting that one. And that's going to be a single. So Stanley will go ahead and hit it as Lofton decides to take it on the hop. And that'll be a base hit for Stanley. Next up, the left fielder, Troy O'Leary. 280 average, 28 homers, 103 RBIs in 99. Infield double play. Say his name and he appears as CLE baseball fan joins us here at Fenway Park. And I can see that, and CLE baseball fan and double S AAA will get along just fine. Strategy roll. That is a 2, nothing happening. Cologne, 1-5 against the lefty. Home run result against the righty. O'Leary needs a 16. That's a 19. He's not getting it. O'Leary, 2-2, and he hits a deep fly ball to left field. Going near the track, near the green monster is Justice. He's going to make the catch, out number 2. Just missed it. 2 men down. And now the center fielder, Damon Buford, 242 average, 6 homers, 38 RBIs that year. Stanley on it first. Strategy. He'll stay put. Cologne, 4-3. Wild pitch. Yes, it's going to be a wild one, and that will go to the backstop. So that's going to be a wild pitch for Cologne. Stanley goes to second base. They'll redo the strat, and Stanley will stay at second. Cologne will pitch. 1-3, strikeout 17. That just missed. Buford, 6-3, and it's a grounder to first. Taken care of there by Tomei. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that'll retire the side. No runs, a hit, and a wild pitch. But that is all the Red Sox will get. No score after 2. I'm kind of expecting a pitcher's duel with these two pitchers on the field. Top of the third. Leading off for the Indians is the catcher, Einar Diaz. 281 average, 3 homers, 32 RBIs. Kind of thinking Sandy Alomar had the day off for this one. Pedro, a 2-5 against the righty. Strikeout plus 10. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. And that is his 6th. 6 strikeouts for Martinez already, 1 down. Here comes Lofton, who I really think should be in the Hall of Fame. Lofton is 0 for 1. You can make an argument for him. I just don't see why not. Maybe the second best leadoff hitter ever, right behind Ricky. Martinez will pitch. Martinez, 6-2. That's a walk. And a 6? No, that's not a walk. Lofton, 5-2, and it's a fly to center field. That'll stay in there as Buford will go ahead and get it. And that's a second out. Here's Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 1. Martinez will deal. Martinez, 6-2, walk, 7. No. Wilson against the righty is a 7, but -2 makes him a 5. That's not a walk. Wilson, 3-4, and he flies out the left near the line. O'Leary's going to get to it, and he'll make the catch and retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Pedro. Got to the bottom of the third. Combined ERA of these pitchers is 5.9. So I am expecting a pitcher's duel between these two. Leading off for the Red Sox is the catcher, Jason Varitek. I thought a solid catcher. 269 average, 20 homers, 76 RBIs. Cologne will go ahead and pitch. Cologne, 2-6, walk +10. That will walk Varitek. So Varitek will trot the first on a walk. First walk issued by Cologne. He only had 71 of them in 99. Next up is the right fielder, Darren Lewis. 240 average, 2 homers, 40 RBIs that year. Infield is a double play. Strategy, 9. Varitek stays put. Cologne, 4-6, range play. Lewis, 4-3. It's a ground ball to first. That ball is into Tomei. His range is a 3, but a double play depth, it's a 2. Nope, that's going to be a base hit, and it will be a single past first. Varitek is pretty much mud. He's only going to get to second. He's going to stay right there. Actually, there's no change really, for the first baseman, but he still doesn't get it. So runners at first and second now on a base hit by Lewis. And now here's Offerman. Still nobody out. Bottom of the third, a chance for the Red Sox to maybe get some runs. Infield still a double play. Offerman is 0 for 1. Strategy roll, and nothing happening. Cologne, 4-1, strikeout 11. That will miss. Offerman, a 4-6, and it's a line drive right to short. That's going to be an out. That's an even number. I'm not going to try for a double play. The runners will get back 1 out. Line out right to short. Enrique Wilson is right there. And on odd numbers, I roll for a double play. Even numbers, I do not. And that will be out number 1. That is a house rule, but Chris actually says it might make sense. So 1 out. Here comes Fry. Because most base runners usually have pretty good instincts these days. Varitek on at second, Lewis on at first. Oh, yeah, I know Peter Edward Rose is a pretty good leadoff hitter, but the thing about him, he didn't always bat leadoff. Kenny Lofton pretty much always did. I don't remember seeing Lofton when he didn't bat leadoff. I mean, would you ever put Ricky Henderson anywhere other than batting first? No. But Rose can bat other areas. Rose did bat all over the place sometimes. Lofton usually was usually the first man up. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 15. Cologne, 1-4, strikeout 9. No. Fry, 3-6, and that's a fly to right. And getting over there is Ramirez. That is out number 2. Varitek, a base running rating of 1, hit to right a 0. And Ramirez is a -1 arm. Varitek ain't going anywhere. He's going to stay put. So now, what am I doing here? Varitek, Lewis. Hold on. Fry batted here. Okay, so Offerman. Yeah, okay. Next batter will be Garcia Parra. Garcia Parra 0 for 1. 2 men down. Runners at first and second, and they'll stay that way. Cologne, 4-2. That's a blank, not tired. Garcia Parra, 1-6, and it's a base hit to left field. Will that score Varitek? With 2 outs, a base runner 2. A single to left, a 0. So a 1 or a 2, Varitek will score. And he does. Varitek will come in to score. Because of that 1, Darren Lewis will go to third. Garciaparra is going to try for second, and he will stay back. He will head back. RBI single by Garciaparra. And the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. That one kind of bounced off the wall out there. So now runners at the corners are 2 outs. Here's Jefferson. Jefferson is 0 for 1. Now 1-0 in favor of the Red Sox. Colon, strategy roll, and nothing happening there. Bartolo will pitch. Bartolo, 1-5 against the lefty. Home run result against the righty. Jefferson needs a 7. That's a 16. Jefferson swings 1-3, but he will get a base hit right past first, and the Red Sox will get another run. Single past first. Lewis will score. Garciaparra, he will have speed with 2 outs. He'll make third. Jefferson on it first, and now 2-0 Red Sox. Stadium cheers. Yay! RBI single by Jefferson. And now the batter is Stanley. So now the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead here. And they're going to talk to Bartolo and see if they can slow him down a little bit. Strategy roll, nothing on the 7. Colon will pitch. Colon, 6-6, possible error. Stanley, 4-3, and it's a fly ball to right field. Going after that is Manny Ramirez. His error rating is a 5. That's a 7. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. And the Red Sox have taken a 2-0 lead here over the Tribe. We've already seen the Red Sox this year. This is our first look at the Indians, and I can guarantee you it will not be the last. I am expecting the Indians to make the playoffs. I think FastScore is going to put Cleveland back in the postseason. We go to the top of the 4th. Roberto Alomar leads off for Cleveland, and he's 0 for 1. Martinez will deal. Pedro, 4-4 against a switch left. That's a blank. Alomar, 2-3, and he hits one to left. And O'Leary's going to get to it and puts it out, 1 down. Here's Manram. He's 1 for 1. Got a base hit his first time up. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Screw the steroids. Martinez, 1-4. Strikeout 9. Swing and a miss. Struck them out. And that is strikeout number 7 for Martinez. As I said, he had 313 of them in 99. Brian Pedersen joins us here at Fenway Park. Here's Tomei. Tomei is 0 for 1. Pedro will go ahead and deal. Pedro, 2-2, strikeout 11. Swing and a miss. Strikeout, and the inning is over, and that's his 8th. 1, 2, 3, go the Red Sox. Pedro is Pedro today. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Pedro Martinez pitching like, well, Pedro Martinez. Troy O'Leary leads off for Boston, and he's 0 for 1. Colon will deal. Colon, 3-2. That's at the park. Fenway Park. 4-3, and it's flied to center field. It'll stay up there. That'll be an easy play for Kenny Lofton, and that's out number 1. When was the last time Fenway Park was ever cleared as a pitcher's park? 152 home runs hit here in Fenway Park, and that is considered a pitcher's park for 1999. That's welcome to the steroid era. Here's Buford. Buford is 0 for 1. But I really don't care. This is when baseball was actually a lot of fun in the late 90s and the early to mid 2000s. Colon, 3-2. That's at the park. Fenway, 6-5. That's a base hit. It'll be hit to left field, and Buford gets his hit. It'll bring up Veritek. Veritek walked his first time up. Infield double play. You bet you know who's dead last in the National League Central. You would be, well, you would be right, but you're tied for dead last in the National League Central. Strategy roll, nothing on the 14. Cologne will pitch. Cologne, 3-1, strikeout. That's going to miss. Veritek, 6-2, and it's a grounder to second base. 2-2-3. Shortstop pivot. Wilson, a 0. 1-3, it's a double play. Nope, the only play is going to be to first. Picked there by Alomar. The only play he realized was to first. He gets Veritek, and that's 2 outs. So here's Lewis. Runner to second. Lewis got a single his first time up. 2 men down. 2-0 Red Sox. Bottom of the 4th. Strategy. Nothing on the 9. Cologne. 6-2. It's a blank. Lewis. 6-2. Grounder to second once again. And Alomar will have no problem. This one, he takes his time, tosses it over. And that retires a side. No runs and a hit for the Bo Sox. 2-0 after 4. Much different game tonight than we had last night. That's why inside pitch is really unpredictable. And it's still the most exciting baseball game, tabletop baseball game you can play. We go to the top of the 5th. Leading off for the Indians will be Will Cordero. And he got a single his first time up. Pedro already has 8 strikeouts. Pedro, 5-2 against a righty. Strikeout plus 10. I'm sorry, 9 strikeouts. 1 down. Next batter is Dave of the Justice League. And he struck out his first time up. Martinez, 3-5. Pitcher result against the lefty. A 1-17 is a single, and that's a 15. It'll be a base hit. So Justice actually hits one past Martinez, and that will be a single. So Justice gets that. Now the batter is Fryman. Vita Productions joins us here at Fenway Park. Fryman is 0 for 1. Infield double play. Justice had 1 steal, and he's not going to get that here. Martinez will pitch. Pedro, 5-3. Possible error. Fryman, 5-3. Ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Fry. Fry's error rating is a 20, and that is going to be an error. That is going to be an error on Fry, and the runners will move up. Fry doesn't make the play there, and that's going to be an E5. And that's the first error on the Red Sox. They did not have any errors in the game historically. So an error on Jeff Fry. His error rating is a 20 at third base. And now Diaz, the batter. Diaz is 0 for 1. 1 out, top of the 5th, 2-0 Red Sox. Strategy, nothing on the 15. Pedro looking at Fry, say, hey, come on, man. You got to make that play. Pedro, 6-6, strikeout plus 10. Yeah, swing and a miss, struck him out. What else is new? 10th strikeout. Martinez now has 10, and we're only in the 5th, 2 men down. And now here's Lofton. Lofton is 0 for 2. Fans here at Fenway Park loving Pedro pitch. That's why I say Pedro Martinez is one of the GOATs. Justice at second, Fryman at first. Nothing on the strat. Pedro will go ahead and deal. Pedro, 4-4 against the lefty. That's a blank. Lofton, 3-2, and it's a hard line drive to short. Garcia Parra puts up the glove. Pow! Inning over. Line out to short. No runs and a hit. And 1 error for the Red Sox, but the Indians can't take advantage of it. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order for the Red Sox. Here's Jose Offerman. and he's 0 for 2. 2-0 Boston. The historical score of this game was 3-2. Bartolo, 5-6, strikeout, 5, swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 2 for Colon. He gets his second K. Not really a strikeout pitcher himself. 161 strikeouts in 99, but Bartolo Colon pitched until pretty much he was dead. And of course, he's still alive, but he had a heck of a career. Here's Fry. Fry is 0 for 2. Colon will pitch. Colon, 3-6. That's an automatic out. And it will be a grounder to second base. Handled there by Alomar. And he tosses it over for out number 2. And now Garciaparra. And he got a single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Colon pitches. 5-3 against the righty. It's a blank. Garciaparra, 4-5, and that's grounded to third. Easily played there by Fryman. Fryman will take it, toss it over. And a 1-2-3 inning for Bartolo Colon. 2-0 Red Sox after 5. Much different game than last night. We go to the 6th. Enrique Wilson leads off for the Tribe. He's 0 for 2. Martinez will go ahead and deal. Martinez, 1-2, walk, 15, no. Wilson, a 4-3, and he grounds it to short. Easy play there for Nomar. And he will take it, toss it over to first for out number 1. Next batter is Alomar. Alomar is 0 for 2. Martinez sets up to deal. Martinez, 2-1, strikeout, 14. That doesn't get it. Alomar, 4-6, and it's a double into center field for Alomar. That'll make it into that Bermuda Triangle out there, and Alomar will go ahead and get to second base. So a hit for him. And now here's Manram, who can tie this game up with an easy swing. Ramirez is 1 for 2. Alomar on at second, and he will stay there. Pedro looking in on Manram. Here comes the pitch. Martinez, 3-5. That's a pitcher result. 19 is high. Ramirez, 6-4, and it is a fly ball to left field. And that's going to go to O'Leary. He's going to make the catch for out number 2. Alomar has a base running rating of 3. Hit to left -2. And O'Leary has a 0 arm. Alomar can take third on a 1. And he does. It must have been right near the green monster, and Alomar will take third. Well, if Ramirez can't do it, here's someone who could also do it, and it's Tomei. Tomei is 0 for 2, but he struck out twice. Alomar on at third, and he will stay at third. Pedro, 2-5 against the lefty. It's a blank. Tomei, 5-5, and he pumped it up. Pop fly ball to first base. Stanley calling for it, and he's in fair territory. He's going to get it and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Indians. It stays 2-0 Red Sox. And right now, this is a typical Pedro Martinez start. Typical Pedro Martinez start. Bottom of the 6th, Reggie Jefferson leads off. He is 1 for 2. Colon will deal. Colon, 3-1, strikeout. The 20 is high. Jefferson, 2-3, and he flies one to right. Easy play for Manram. And 1 out. Here's Stanley. Stanley is 1 for 2 with a single. Colon looking in. He'll pitch. 3-3. Strikeout 12. And got him. Cold strike 3 on Stanley. Stanley's a 12 plus 1 is a 13, but that I usually call a called strikeout. And that's going to be the third K for Colon. That must have been a nasty curve. And now here's O'Leary. Tomei? It's pronounced Tomei. I've heard it was pronounced Tomei. Believe it or not, Larry, I know what you're talking about. I heard it pronounced as Tomei, not Tomei. But either way, I heard it was pronounced Tomei. No wonder you don't watch this channel. O'Leary is 0 for 2. Cologne will go ahead and pitch. Cologne, 4-3, wild pitch. It's a blank. O'Leary, 2-1, and that is a grounder to second base. That'll get handled there by Alomar. He'll go ahead and toss it over and retire the side. Nice job by Cologne. 1-2-3, go the Red Sox. Still 2-0 after 6. It's not Tuma. No, it's not Tuma. I know that. I know it's not Tuma. Or it was Tomei. That's what I don't know. You want me to say Tomei? Fine, I'll say Tomei. But I heard it was Tomei. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. Tuma. Oh, mimicking Arnold in Kindergarten Cop. Great movie, by the way. Top of the 7th, Will Cordero leads off. He's 1 for 2. Pedro Martinez, right now, like I said, pitching like Pedro Martinez. Pedro, 3-3. That's at the park. Fenway Park, 6-4. And that's flied to right. That'll be handled by Lewis. And Lewis makes the catch near the foul line, 1 down. Here comes Justice. Justice is 1 for 2 with a double. In 99, was Dave Justice, was he still with Halle Berry in 99? Martinez will pitch. Martinez, 5-6, strikeout 10. Cold strike 3 on Justice. Got him. And that is strikeout number 11 for Martinez. 2 down. Justice against the righties a 9, +1 makes him a 10. And that is a 10. He's gone. Next batter is Fryman. Fryman is 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Martinez will deal. Pedro, 2-3, strikeout 10. Called strike 3 on Fryman. That's strikeout number 12, and the inning is over. 12 strikeouts for Pedro, and he is owning Cleveland tonight. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. And Sweet Caroline. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we've got 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Our next matchup will be tomorrow night. It'll be April 28th. It'll be the final game of the month of April for us here. And we're going to the ballpark in Arlington. Or actually, I think the ballpark in Arlington is what it was called that time. And we're going to see 2 new teams. The New York Yankees are going to take on the Texas Rangers. El Duque, Orlando Hernandez will be going for the Yankees, and Mark Clark will be pitching for the Rangers. So that'll be a good matchup. Yankees still, of course, always near the top of the American League East. The Rangers lead the American League West. So we got a good matchup at the ballpark at Arlington. Orlando Hernandez and Mark Clark. That will be tomorrow night on Inside Pitch. That is our final game for the month of April. A day off already after 2 months off. Yep, exactly. Bottom of the 7th, Red Sox lead 2-0. And Damon Buford leads off for the Red Sox. Cologne still can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. Cologne will go ahead and deal. Buford is 1 for 2 with a single. Cologne, 6-5. Home run result, but the 18 is high. Buford, 1-6, and it's a high fly ball to left field going near the green monster. But Dave Justice is going to make the catch. It's out number 1. Next batter is Varitek. Varitek is 0 for 1 with a walk. Colon will deal. Colon, 1-2. Error on a throw. Varitek, 3-5. And that's going to be an infield single to second base. Picked up by Alomar. His error rating is a 2. That's a 9. He'll hold on to it. It's an infield hit. So Varitek is going to hold on. It will get us infield single. An error on a throw would have been an automatic base, but he holds on to it. Nice play by Alomar, knowing he wasn't going to. It was a slow hit ball, and Varitek will take first. So next batter is Lewis. Infield set for double play. Lewis 1 for 2 with a single. Exactly, Tim. Exactly is what she was. Bedford near Cleveland. Strategy roll, and that's a 1. Varitek, no. Varitek 7, -4 from Colon. Colon was very good at preventing steals, apparently. It couldn't steal on him that easily. And when he was young at 26. 7 -4 is 3. And Diaz -1 is a 2. Varitek has no chance. He stays pretty much no chance. He'll stay put. Colon, 1-1. Error on a grounder. Lewis, 1-5. Nope, that's popped up to short. And that'll be handled there by Wilson for the second out. Colon is now tired. He said, I can pitch. I'm 26 years old this year. I'm not 46. Well, 44, whatever. Offerman the batter. Offerman is 0 for 3. But now 2 away. And Colon will go ahead and pitch. Strategy roll first. That is a 1. Again, nothing happening there. Colon, 2-1. Strikeout. 18 is high. Offerman, 6-4, and Offerman is going to smack one off the green monster, and it's going to roll away. That's going to be a double to left. Will that score Varitek? With 2 outs, base runner 2, double to left, -2. Not happening. Varitek has to hold the third. Nice play there by Justice to get the ball in, as Offerman winds up with a double, and now a chance for Fry. Fry is 0 for 3. Slim Tolo instead of Fat Tolo. Exactly. But Clee, you must realize it was Fat Tolo who hit the bomb in 2016. One of the great moments in the history of baseball, when Bartolo Colon went deep with the Mets. And that was a great moment. Varitek on at third. Offerman on at second. Strategy roll. And nothing happening. Colon he is tired. He'll pitch. Bartolo will deal. Colon, 1-5 against the righty. It's an automatic out. And it will be a fly to left. And Justice will get to it. He will make the catch and retire the side. No runs, 2 hits for the Red Sox. Holding on to a 2-0 lead after 7. And his home run trot. Yes, I know. As Ron Darling said, I think that's the longest home run trot I've ever seen, but I think that's how fast he runs. If you ever get a chance, it is on YouTube, Bartolo Colon's home run. And then the Met dugout cleared. All the Met players left the dugout. There was nobody there left to greet him. And then they all come in there and gave him his props. It is a great moment. It is a great moment for him. Absolutely. We go to the top of the 8th, and Einar Diaz leads off for the Indians. He is 0 for 2. Pedro can still pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. He's going to stay out there. One of the biggest home runs in Mets history. Yes, I will say that. Pedro will pitch. Pedro, 5-5 against the righty, strikeout +10, and that's going to be a called strike 3 on Diaz, and he's done. And that is the 13th K for Pedro. 1 out. Pedro Martinez. I don't strike out a lot of players. I just crush a lot. Here's Lofton. Lofton is 0 for 3. Pedro right now just owning the Indians. Pedro will deal. Pedro, 2-3, strikeout 14. Now that will miss. Lofton, 6-3, and Lofton hits one. That'll also bounce off the green monster. And Lofton will wind up with a double to left. So now a double to left field for Lofton. Now Pedro is tired, but I don't think you're taking him out. Here comes Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 3. Pedro, they go to Pedro, say, hey, look, you've already been through the lineup 3 times. You got to come out. Pedro says, go sit your ass down. Or I'll go sit your ass down. Lofton on at second. 1 out here. Top of the 8th. 2-0. Strategy rolls are still on. And nothing happening. Pedro will pitch to Wilson. Pedro, 5-1. Strikeout plus 10. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 14 for Pedro. 2 down. Why would you want to take him out? And now Alomar. Alomar is 1 for 3 with a double. John Haverly joins us here at Fenway Park. Lofton on at second. Pedro Martinez making the Indians look like a Little League team. 14 strikeouts for Pedro Martinez. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 16. Lofton on at second. Alomar at the plate. Martinez will deal. Martinez, 5-5 against a switch left. That's a blank. Alomar, 3-4, and it's a ground ball to first. That'll be handled by Stanley. He calls off Martinez. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit for the Indians. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Nomar Garciaparra leads off for the Red Sox. He is 1 for 3. Colon is tired. They're going to let him pitch. I think you're going to let him pitch here. Well, who knows? Wait a minute. Let me see what CLE Baseball Fan wants to do. CLE Baseball Fan and S and Double S AAA. The Indians are your team. Do you want Pedro to pitch or me bring in a reliever? If I had I hate to say this, the Indian bullpen is not great. I'll tell you right now, the Indian bullpen is not great. I would probably bring in Paul Shuey. SSAAA says let him stay in. All right, he's the first one, and we'll let him pitch. So Colon, that's the one thing about me, Double S AAA. I let the chat get involved. Colon will pitch. Colon, 2-1, strikeout, got him. He got Garciaparra, and that's strikeout number 4 for Bartolo, 1 down. Next batter is Jefferson. Yes, it's not the 95 bullpen. Jefferson is 1 for 3 with a single, and he'll bat. Colon will deal. Colon, 3-6. That's an automatic out. And it will be a fly to right. Easy play for Ramirez. And he gets to that, out number 2. And now here's Stanley. Stanley is 1 for 3 with a single. Colon, they'll go ahead and pitch. Colon, 1-1, error on a grounder. Stanley, 3-2, and Stanley hits one into left. That's going to be a double to left, and that is hit to Justice. Justice's error rating is a 4. That's a 14. He will not make an error. Justice got it cleanly and throws it in. A very big insurance run on second base, and now the batter is O'Leary. Do you still let Colon pitch? Because now this S1 is an automatic hit. So do you still let Colon pitch or do you bring in someone else? I think now I bring in someone else. CLE Baseball Fan says yank him. Colon coming out of the game. He'll leave with the L, but what a job. And coming on to pitch for the Indians is going to be, you got a lefty there, but O'Leary hits lefties very well. I'm going to bring in Paul Shuey. 8 wins, 5 losses, 6 saves, a 3.53 ERA. Austin Mocker had an 8.18 ERA. I got to go with Paul Shuey. So Shuey will come in to pitch. So Paul Shuey will pitch to O'Leary here. 2 outs. They'll bring in the righty to face the lefty, but O'Leary does not hit righties as well. So 2 men down, bottom of the 8th, 2-0 Red Sox. Strategy roll. And that's a 14, nothing happening. Shuey will go ahead and pitch. Shuey, 3-4. That's at the park. Fenway Park, 2-1. And it's a ground ball to second. Alomar will go ahead and get that, toss it over, and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Red Sox. 2-0 after 8. But will we see some ninth inning magic? We go to the top of the ninth. Pedro Martinez is tired. Am I going to yank him and bring in a closer? I think the answer is no. I'm going to let Pedro try to close this game out. So I'm going to leave Pedro out there until he gives up a run or he hits a fatigue result. So Martinez is going to try to go the distance here, but he'll be facing a hard part of the order. Here's Manny Ramirez. Ramirez is 1 for 3 with a single. You got to go up against Ramirez, Tommy, and Cordero. Pedro will pitch to Ramirez. Pedro's got 14 strikeouts. I'm not 100% sure, but that may be the most strikeouts I've had. I know Tom Seaver had 12 in a game one time. I don't think I ever had anyone 14, but let's see what happens here. Martinez will pitch. 5-6, strikeout 3, swing and a miss, struck him out. That's strikeout number 15 for Pedro. 1 down. Here comes Tomei. Tomei is 0 for 3. Pedro has 15 strikeouts. If he gets to 16 or 17 strikeouts, that's definitely the most strikeouts I've ever had from one pitcher. Pedro will go ahead and pitch to Tomei. Pedro, 1-5. That's a range play. Tomei, 4-1. It's a fly ball to center field. Going after that is Damon Buford. He wasn't too bad. His range is a 4. And he's got it. 2 down. Nice play by Buford. Makes the catch out in center, 2 away. And now the last chance for the Indians will be Will Cordero. Cordero was 1 for 3 with a single. Last night's game took 2 hours to play. This game is going to might be done in the next 20 seconds. 2 outs, top of the ninth. Red Sox, a 2-0 lead. Pedro Martinez trying to go the distance. Fans at Fenway Park are on their feet. Pedro sets up and deals. 6-2, walk, 3, and it is ball 4. He walked him. He walked Cordero. And now the tying run coming to the plate in David Justice. Justice is 1 for 3 with a single. Pedro says, I can do this, guy. I can do this, coach. I can do it. Cordero on it first. 2 outs, top of the ninth, 2-0 Red Sox. Pedro trying to complete a game for the ages here on the network. Strategy rolls are off. Pedro concentrating on Justice. Pedro looking in. He gets the sign from Veritek. And now he will deal. Pedro, 1-3. Range play at the park. Fenway Park. 1-1. It's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Jeff Fry. Fry's range is a 2, and he's got it. What a play by Fry. He'll take his time and get it. Gets up on his feet. Pumps once, pumps twice. Throws to first. That's your game. Red Sox will go ahead and shut out the Indians tonight. 2-0 on a 15 strikeout performance by Pedro Martinez. Stadium cheers. Yay! Nothing across except a walk as Pedro Martinez just goes ahead and just mows down the Indians. And I'm going to make this a Game of the Year candidate because of 15 Ks by Pedro. Of course, this won't be the last time we'll see him. 15 strikeouts by Pedro Martinez. That is an RJL Network record. Most strikeouts. He pretty much, I believe he breaks. I think Seaver had 12 or 13. I believe the Astros, Mike Scott, had like 13 or 14 or something like that too. But Pedro Martinez does the job and shuts out the Indians. And today's player of the game. Oh, that's definitely got to be probably Garcia Parra with a big single. Of course it's not. It's Pedro Martinez. Big win there. Final line score coming up. For the Red Sox, 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For the Indians, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is Pedro Martinez, goes the distance, 15 strikeouts. Bartolo Colon takes a very tough loss. The Red Sox will now go to 13-5 on the young year. Cleveland now drops to 10-7. So right now, that is what's happening. A big win for the Red Sox at home. Pedro Martinez being Pedro Martinez. We're not done. 10-minute ticker is next. I am not surprised that's the game we got between those two hurlers. But a big win for the Red Sox. And they very well could be a tough out in the postseason if they get there. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So we're at April 25th, so a 2-0 win for the Red Sox. As this game, last night we went 2 hours. Today we're probably just going to be a little bit over an hour. April 25th, Oakland at Baltimore. Athletics 20-15, and that is 4. Orioles 9-31, and that is 4 as well. They're going to go extras. Oakland rolls a 4 +0. Baltimore rolls a 5 -4 is 1. That's going to be a win for the Athletics. Detroit at the White Sox. Tigers 7-34, that is 4. White Sox 10-64, that is 9. I'll tell you right now, the White Sox, they make the postseason. This is going to be a much different White Sox team than the 83 team than the 83 season went. They could be a very tough out. Tight Rangers and the Twins, because the White Sox in 99 were good. Rangers 17-45, and that's 7. Twins 4-44, and that's 4. Another win for the Rangers. Wow, they're off to a heck of a start. Blue Jays and the Yankees. Blue Jays 6-41, that is 4. Yankees 14-43, and that's 6. A win for the Bombers. Mariners and the Devil Rays. Seattle 17-46, that's 8. Devil Rays 17-46, that's also 8. They're going into extras. Let's see. Mariners, both teams roll a 2. Seattle is a 0, adds nothing. Tampa Bay adds 1. That's going to be a win for the Devil Rays. Mets and the Cubs. Mets 16-12, and that's 2. Cubs 4-52, and that is 5. That's a bad loss. Mets should have won that. Astros and the Reds. Astros 5-11, that is 0. Reds 11-15, and that is 2. That game belongs to the Reds. Braves and the Marlins. Braves 14-45, and that is 7. Marlins 0-25, that's 2. A win for the Braves. Cardinals and the Dodgers. Cardinals 10-25, that is 4. Dodgers 7-13, that is 1, a win for the Redbirds. Phillies and the Expos. Phillies 12-43, that is 6. Expos 9-53, and that's 6. And they're playing extra innings. Both teams roll a 4. Philadelphia is a -1. Montreal is a +2. And that'll be a win for the Expos. Milwaukee at Pittsburgh. Brewers 8-13. That's 1. Pirates 10-11. That's 0. Win for the Brew Crew. Diamondbacks and the Padres. Diamondbacks 23-25. That's 6. Friars -244. That's 3. It's a win for the D-backs. Rockies and the Giants. Rockies 13-63, and that's 9. Giants 12-66, that's 12. A win for the Giants. The Rockies are just awful, just like they are this year too. On to April 26th, Toronto at Anaheim. Blue Jays 10-22, that is 3. Angels 6-41, that is 4. A win for the Halos. Boston at Minnesota. Red Sox 5-11-0. Twins 6-51, that's 5. A win for the Twins. Cleveland at Oakland. Indians 14-12, that is 2. Athletics 16-16, that's 4. It's a win for the A's. Detroit at Seattle. Tigers 5-45 and 5 runs. Mariners 11-21 and 3 runs. A win for the Cats. Braves and the Marlins. Braves. Let's see. 13-65. That is 11. Marlins -123. That is 1. And another win for the Braves. The Marlins in 99 were not good. Arizona at the Astros. Diamondbacks 7-24. That's 3. Astros 7-31. That's 3. And they're going to extras. Arizona rolls a 6, -3 is 3. Houston rolls a 4, -1 is 3. That is a tie, which means the Astros win by virtue of home field. On to April 27th, Toronto at Anaheim. Blue Jays 7-55, that's 6. Angels 7-65, that is 9. A win for the Halos. Kansas City at Baltimore. Royals 6-52, 5 runs. Orioles 12-64, 9 runs. A win for the O's. Boston and Minnesota. Red Sox 8-24, that's 3. Twins 6-56, and that's 6. Suddenly the Red Sox can't beat the Twins. Cleveland at Oakland. Indians 18-43, and that's 7. Athletics 12-41, that's 5. A win for the Tribe. Detroit at Seattle. Tigers 19-14, that's only 4. Mariners 11-53, and that is 7. And the M's will beat the Tigers. Yankees at the Rangers. We have these two tomorrow night. Yankees 10-36, that is 5. Rangers 10-44, that is 6. Rangers just continue to win. Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Pirates 10-12, that is 1. Braves 9-63, and that is 8. And the the 99 Braves are being the 99 Braves. Cubs and the Marlins. Cubs 5-45, that's 5. Marlins 10-33, and that's 4. And the Cubs will get the win. Diamondbacks at the Astros. Diamondbacks 8-11, that's 0. Astros 8-31, and that is 4. A win for the Stros. Dodgers and the Brewers. Dodgers 10-12, and that's 1. Brewers 4-54, and that's 5. A win for the Brew Crew. Giants and the Expos. Giants 13-35, 5 runs. Expos 9-12, 1 run. A win for the G-Men. Padres and the Mets. Padres 344, and that is 4. Mets 762, and that's 7. My Mets will get a happy recap. Reds and the Phillies. Reds 656, and that is 6. Phillies 764, that's 8. That's a win for the Phils. Rockies and the Cardinals. Rockies 1011, that's just 0. Cardinals 2066, that's 14. And the Cardinals just absolutely embarrassed the Rockies. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be at the ballpark in Arlington. It will be the New York Yankees taking on the Texas Rangers. Orlando Hernandez will be going for the Yankees. Mark Clark will be going for the Rangers. It's our first look at these two teams in this 99 season and our final game for the month of April. Yankees and Rangers. Tomorrow night, be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. I think 15 strikeouts deserved it. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Pedro Martinez and the Boston Red Sox. The Cleveland Indians were the grass, and Pedro Martinez was the lawnmower. 15 strikeouts tonight. Red Sox blanked the Indians 2-0. See you guys tomorrow.